Let's talk about truth today, because I believe this is a thought that can solve 90% of relationship conflicts, which is the fact that there's not only one truth. I don't believe in a universal truth in a sense that we all see the world through very different filters, and we will always lean towards our own truth because in our head all our thoughts and emotions are justified and they all make sense. But believe it or not, it feels exactly the same to the other person. And we don't know where that truth comes from. And I believe good communication is not about convincing the other person of why we are right, but understanding why that person thinks that they are right. And the truth consists of different personal experience, triggers, past traumas, loads of different perspectives. So we don't even necessarily know where our truth comes from most of the time. We use things like, well, that doesn't make sense, it's not logical, I wouldn't do that, so why would other people do that? So I often ask myself, is this really my reaction, or is this a triggered reaction or automatic response from my past? Is this a program? And very often it is actually a program, because maybe the person used a certain word that triggered an emotion in me that goes back to my past because this word was told to me in a negative way. So obviously that's not how, let's say, my current partner or the person I'm talking to meant it, but it triggered an emotion, and it's not their fault that I'm upset. So obviously I feel like if we navigate this landmine, this subconscious landmine, it's nearly impossible to survive. So instead of sticking to our truth and trying to convince the other person, we could just listen and ask, like, what is this really about? Because I see that you're upset, but I don't think you're upset about the thing I said or the thing I did. I feel like there's something behind it, and very often we won't find the answer right away because it does take some subconscious digging to get to the bottom of it. But if we start to adopt this practice that, yes, I'm right in my reality, but you're also right in your reality. So we work with two different truths. We can either come up with a third one and to make a common truth, or at least if we understand where the other person comes from, we might be able to adopt ours, or they can adopt theirs. But as long as we stick to this idea that I'm always right and my right is righter than the other person right, like, it's never going to go anywhere. It's 8 billion people on the planet thinking very uniquely. We always think we are right. They always think they are right. So why not be right together? And I believe if we adopt that, we can pretty much avoid like 90% of the conflicts.